It's your boy Preacher's Kid coming back to you from the Amen Corner again. Appreciate y'all for joining me each and every time that you do. Today's video is going to actually be about my Jeep build. I have a 2016 Jeep Wrangler Sport. Her name is Raven. So kind of going to walk you through all of the mods that I've done to complete my Jeep build. She's not complete yet. I have a few more to go. Full disclaimer, I've tried to do most of my work, but again, not a certified technician and I'm not mechanically inclined, so I'll do what I can. The things that you'll see that I did not do: I did not install my radio, I did not install the backup camera. Both of those were done at a local Best Buy. I also did not install my own lift kit. That was done at Rimz One in Mooresville, North Carolina. And I did not tint my own windows. That was done by Auto Toyz on Tryon. Other than that, pretty much everything else I did myself. Anytime you hear me say I'll put her in the lab, that was me turning wrenches and getting my hands dirty. So just wanted to make sure that I differentiated between what I actually did in my own garage versus what I actually paid someone else to do. All right, thank y'all. Sit back and enjoy another Preacher's Kid production. I named my first Jeep Okoye after T'Challa's bodyguard. Okoye was a beautiful Jeep. Unfortunately, there was an issue with her steering and I had to send her back. This left me Jeepless, so I had to start from scratch. Luckily, I found Miss Raven. She was plain as they come, stock to the bone. But a wise man once told me, "You got vision." So I immediately went to work. First thing I added was a steering wheel cover. Then I decided to change the stock antenna for an off-road stubby one. I knew eventually I would add a lift kit to the Jeep, so I went ahead and started making preparations for the shorter people in my family. I went ahead and added the running boards. They really come in handy. I definitely couldn't keep riding fishbowl, so I got the windows tinted. I changed the stock gear shift knob out for a carbon fiber one. I decided to install door handle inserts just to give the Jeep a different look. I wanted Raven's look to match her name, so I decided to tint the side markers. So using some nightshade that I ordered, I was able to tint the tail lights as well as the side marker. This saved me a few dollars in the interim, but you will see later on where I ended up having to replace the tail lights anyway. At this point, I had to do something about the dingy stock headlights and fog lights. So I put Raven in the lab, and yes, when I'm working in the lab on one of my bikes or one of my vehicles, I feel 10 feet tall. Three down, one to go, but I did want you to see the comparison between the old and the new light. All done and much improved. Also in preparation for my lift kit, I went ahead and installed these wild bore front and rear grab handles. I wanted to give Miss Raven a little attitude, so I changed her stock grille. I also added leather seat covers for look and comfort. Since I wanted Raven to look like something Batman would drive on the weekend, I decided to remove the stock lettering. So after using the heat gun and peeling off the stickers, then using some elbow grease and glue gun, she came out great. I had to get rid of the stock radio because I needed touchscreen and Apple CarPlay. At this point, Raven needed some new shoes, so I found these off-road Black Panther rims. I finally got Raven lifted, and with her lifted, I decided to add a backup camera to help me maneuver in public parking spaces. At this point, I wanted to do a performance upgrade with Raven, so I put her in the lab, pulled out the stock intake, built the box for the new one, and then I installed a new cold air intake. This was to help with gas mileage as well as give Raven a little rumble. One of the advantages to having a Jeep is having the option to go topless. Due to having a shaved head though, I had to install a sunshade for protection. I also added a cargo cover to help keep things out of sight. I also wanted the option to be able to lock up valuables when I took the top off, so I found this lock box to go under the driver's seat and installed it. Raven was really starting to shape up, but I decided to also change out this stock hood for this Stingray vented hood. I forgot to mention that MAACO did the paint match and the installation of the hood for me. Raven's stock hood latches started to become faded and the rubber in the middle felt brittle, so I decided to install these 7 Sparta aluminum hood latches. The netting in the front doors had become stretched over time, so I decided to install these more secure cup holders. The stock tail lights had started retaining water and had become old, dingy, and faded. So I installed these tinted tail lights and brush guards. I then installed this fuel door cover over the gas cap. I knew at some point I'd want to do some vlogs in the Jeep, so I went ahead and did this camera setup. I have a few videos already that are actually being edited and are in the lab that I'll be releasing soon. As you can see, Raven has come a long way from day one, and here she is now. I truly enjoy being a Jeep owner. Whether I'm shopping for groceries or a Christmas tree, Raven will accommodate. There's also endless mods that can be performed on this type of vehicle. I could even turn her into a convertible. Just kidding, but I do like to ride with the top off. On any given day, Raven can adjust to my vibe. Thank you for rocking and riding with me. Y'all be blessed.